Winslow.
And this is our Formulas in Our World presentation. Just wondering, how many people have a bank account? Okay, how many of that bank account is at a credit union? Oh, okay. More than I expected. Okay. Well, for people who don't have a bank at the credit union, it's actually much better, I think, because what we offer is compound interest instead of most regular banks, which is simple interest. And that is the formula that we like to show today. Basically, who can use this formula? Anyone who has a bank account at the credit unions. It's mainly at credit unions, but sometimes some specific banks will offer it, but it's very rare. And of course, the people who work there have to use the bank formula because they have to know how much interest they need to give to people at the bank account. Basically, the formula that we have here, A equals P, and in parentheses 1 plus R over N, parentheses, and then the exponent is N and T.
A would be balance after T years. T would be the amount of years that you want it to be. P would be the original amount. R would be the annual interest rate that should be expected, and N equals the number of times that interest is
The number of times that you can compute it, you can either do it at a yearly standard, you can do it at the quarterly, or you can do it monthly. So you can do it 1 time, 4 times, or 12 times. When you can use this, like we said, you can use it yearly, monthly, or quarterly, and it's kind of like a ladder situation because you can stack up the multiple times of interest, and that's how you can get more than just the simple interest because that's just one flat rate, and that's why you should use the compound interest formula because you want to have more money in your bank account. Although kind of right now it's in a bad situation with the government shutting down. But after that, it would be much better and you can accumulate more money.
And so, so the N would be either the yearly, the quarterly, or the monthly. And so, would you like to show the example?
Yes, here's an example that we made. So let's say you work at a job and your annual rate
is $5,000.
Oh, I'm sorry, your monthly rate.
Monthly rate is $5,000. So what you do is, in our formula over here, it would be A, which is your total amount, equals 5,000 times, in parentheses, 1 plus 0.05 over 4, in parentheses, in parentheses again to end it, with the exponent of 4 times 1.
Basically, when you have two exponents over here, you can just multiply them together to get the bigger exponent instead of having to just do times 4 and then times 1. You can just combine them together. What we did, first we had to work in the parentheses, and then we got we had to divide 0.05 divided by 4, and we got 0.0125 and added that to 1. Then we multiplied it times the exponent 4 to get 1.05 as a rounded estimate. And then we multiplied it to the 5,000. And then our answer was 5,250. The interest that you would receive is $250, and add that to the 5,000 as your principal. And because we also did it in the 4 as a quarterly, you would do the same process for 3 more times because it, like I said, a ladder effect. You would keep stacking it on. Or when you make more money, you can do that again. But this is, in our example, just if you stop that to 5,250. And some of our transpose formulas that we did, the only two that you can really solve for are R and N. I'm sorry, not N, excuse me, P. because N and T are exponents, so you can't really solve for that. And off of these, we just based it off of a yearly. So for R, the equation would be R equals A divided by P in parentheses 1 over R, 1, and then the exponents would be 1, 1, but you can just cancel those out because they both equal to the same value. And for P, oh, excuse me, I did the opposite. That was the equation for P. R is the more complicated because you have R in the fraction, so you would take a lot more steps than you think you would do. R really equals, let's see if I can try this again, NT root of A divided by P minus 1. It's very confusing, but that's how you can get your interest rate, and it would be a lot more clear if we could add the numbers with that. I'm sorry if it sounded really confusing of the equations, but I hope you could understand. And I hope you could please join the credit union because we want you to have more money right now than having a flat rate at any other regular bank.
If as much money as you can, and it's December 15th.
Yes.
That's when I did it.
Since they shut down with the new law.
And the zombie apocalypse.
And we are representing the neighborly credit union.
Yes. If you'd like to, we have our new bank over on Denton Tap. This is our newest location in Capel. If you'd like to visit over there. Any questions?
Are banks the only people that can use this formula?
For compound interest, yes, but you can also use it for loans as well. But it's the exact opposite because now you're owing more instead of getting more. But mostly banks would use this.